I've been playing RuneScape for something like the last 20 years. It's always been something I like to do to unwind, relax, or just kill some time. But now, I'm looking for a challenge. So come with me while we leave the mainland behind and set up shop on the continent of Zeah. Welcome back! When we last left off, we had just gotten to Varlamore and the continent of Zeah. I figured this would be a good time to actually familiarize myself a little bit more with Varlamore. I've spent a decent amount of time here on my other accounts, but I've never actually looked around and explored any of these buildings or who these NPCs are, other than the really basic ones that you need just for kind of everyday stuff around the city. I'm very familiar with the wealthy citizens and the house thieving option that they provide to you. And I'm pretty familiar with the tavern since they sell unlimited wines for really cheap, and you need a lot of wine to train prayer using blessed bone shards. Other than that, I'm not super familiar with what the shops have to offer or what item spawns are around, so I spent the first 15 or 20 minutes just looking around at all the item spawns and who the NPCs are and stuff. Other than an iron mace and an iron hatchet, I really didn't find too much of note. I know somewhere around here there's a spawn of either iron or steel bars, and it's pretty close to an anvil, but I wasn't able to find that. I'll have to look that up at some point and figure out where that is, because that'll come in handy for some smithing training, because honestly, the idea of mining all the ores and having to run them to a bank doesn't really sound that appealing. I'd at least like to mix it up with some free bars that I can pick up while I AFK. Oh, nice. Well, apparently this lamp is just in my inventory for some reason. Not super sure why, but I'll take it. First things first, I think we need to try to charter a ship to get to Port Piscarilius. Well, I guess we didn't actually ever take the ship from Port Sarim up to Port Piscarilius, which I guess is required for you to actually be able to take the charter ship. Huh. Alright, well, that's gonna be a problem. Well, I guess we don't really have much of a choice. I have to go back to Lumbridge here, because I'm not a Varlamore locked account. I am a Zeah locked account. And I feel like it's only fair that I give myself access to all of Zeah. Had I known that the charter ships were going to be locked to me actually taking Veos up on the offer to go to Kourend for the first time, I would have just done it when I completed the quest and then immediately came back to Port Sarim to finish the other prereqs. So I guess we're kind of breaking the rules a little bit by immediately coming back to the mainland, but I don't really see a way around it at this point. So to kind of make up for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to travel to Port Piscarilius, and then I'm going to go back to Varlamore, either by the charter ship or just walking to Varrock. I'm not sure which. I don't know how much it costs to charter, but I don't have that much gold, so I doubt I'm able to afford it. But yeah, we're gonna start in Varlamore at least, I guess, and then whatever it costs to charter the ship to Port Piscarilius, that's what we're gonna have to get to be able to actually get to Kourend. Hello, Veos. What can I do for you? Take me to the Great Kourend, please. Such a long voyage. And here we are. Welcome to the kingdom of Great Kourend. Kourend is a big place and can be quite intimidating at first. If you need any help, just let me know. Okay, well, we're not going to talk to him. We're going to see if we can immediately, go to Port Sarim. And we're going to get ourselves back. I'm just going to go through Varrock and do it through there. And we're just going to get ourselves back to Varlamore. And then we'll see what a charter ship costs to get to Kourend. Let's check out how much it actually costs to get us to Kourend. I am expecting somewhere in the 500 GP range, I'm hoping. Oh yeah, I forgot we could trade these guys. So here's where we're going to be getting all of our crafting supplies at some point. That'll be fun. But yeah, let's charter. Port Piscarilius. 1,000 coins. Oh boy, okay. Best thing forward, honestly, for me is probably to start training thieving so I can get some money as minute as it's going to be. Citizens level 1, I can pickpocket them. I might be able to get clue scrolls from them too, but the odds of me being able to complete an easy clue scroll entirely in Varlamore is basically 0, so I don't know if that's going to be viable, but we'll see what happens. Figured it'd probably be a good idea for me to start getting some food. I realized as I was training thieving that my failure rate is very high and my HP level is very low at level 10. So yeah, we need some food to be able to actually sustain ourselves while we're pickpocketing. Plus I can get some XP for prayer from bones, which would be a nice little jump start. These early levels are pretty quick, and I mean, these early prayers aren't great, but they're better than nothing. I know this joke's probably been made like 500 times, but you would think these citizens would stop just coming to this market if they literally are getting pickpocketed non-stop. Same with the wealthy citizens. When we get to those, like, there's just people basically hand in pocket 24/7. It's just insane to me that at some point you would think that they would just stop coming here. Last couple of coin pouches here should be enough to get us to the 1,000 gold mark. Boom. All right. With that, we can now make our way up to Kourend. So I guess now would be a good time to kind of divulge some of my plans and my goals. So short-term goals that I have, kind of more immediate, I want to get to 50 fire making and 50 thieving. I want 50 thieving so that I can pickpocket wealthy citizens. That's a pretty decent amount of cash that we get from that. It's pretty AFK, and I don't have to worry about too much. It's easy. You steal the keys, you get cash from them, and then you go steal their valuables from their house, and you get more cash from that. It's not great GP per hour, but it's better than nothing, and it's AFK. The reason I want 50 fire making is so we can go to Wintertodt. Wintertodt is a fire making boss, I guess you could call it technically, but it's a group thing, and it's fairly AFK as well. You get a lot of fire making XP. But the real reason I want it is because it's a pretty decent moneymaker that's also fairly AFK. You'll get some low-level supplies pretty early on, and as you progress, you actually get better supplies based on your skills. So you can get things like logs and raw fish and some seeds, all of which will be good to kind of jumpstart some of our skills, along with the cash. We really need cash because our long-term goal, the first long-term goal, is the Perilous Moons quest, which unlocks one of the biggest pieces of content in Varlamore at the moment. The Perilous Moons quest unlocks the Moons of Peril boss, but the kicker is that I need 48 Slayer for that. That's a pretty big ask on this account. We have access to a single Slayer Master at the moment in Kourend. I'm not sure exactly where they are. I'll have to look it up, but there is a level, here they are, level 1 Slayer Master that we have access to. I don't know for sure what tasks they can assign, but I know a lot of the tasks that can be assigned appear in the Catacombs of Kourend, which is a Slayer dungeon on the continent here that contains a lot of Slayer monsters. It is entirely possible that this Slayer Master could assign us something that is only available off this continent on the mainland, but we are going to address that problem if and when it comes up. I'm not really sure what to do about that, but we have some alternatives. They're just not great alternatives if we're not able to cancel a Slayer task. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. For now, let's go ahead and use our 1,000 gold that we've acquired through pickpocketing, and we're going to charter a ship. And we are going to Port Piscarilius. The reason I want to go here is, oh my gosh, yes, don't ask again. Don't depress me, please. So the reason we want to go here is there are some decent like starter quests that you can do that I think will give us a nice bump in XP and maybe a little bit of gold. But the main reason I want to be here is just the number of trees. Like there's only like 3 oak trees that I know of in Varlamore that are even close to a bank, and they're right next to this fairy ring. And it's not exactly that close to the bank. Whereas, you know, here there's already like 1 million oak trees just right here, and there's a bunch of banks and stuff all over the place. There's also some better thieving options that we have. There's fruit stalls here that we can steal from at a certain point. Highwaymen, no, please. But yeah, so that's kind of the long and short term goals that I've got for the immediate future. I'm ready to get grinding at it. So yeah, let's get to it. See, look at this. There's an oak tree inches from this bank. Like that's infinitely better than what we had before. But I guess the next major checkpoint we'll have is when we probably hit 50 fire making and maybe also 50 thieving, unless we do a quest or something in the middle there to kind of break up the grind. But honestly, at this point, I think I'm just going to grind out to 50 fire making and just get straight to Wintertodt. And there's 30. We can now go to willow trees. Probably going to stay with oak for just a little bit longer because I think the XP will probably still be better doing oaks since I am limited to an iron axe at this point. But yeah, that's something we can do, I guess. I feel like completely surrounding this man's house in fire. There's nothing he can do about it. Your flowers aren't safe either. There's a distinct lack of fires on this street. I think we should remedy that. Much better. Oh, look at this little orchard. Sure would be a shame if somebody decided to start a fire, huh? Whoops. Well, I've discovered a new roadblock on this account. The only Slayer Master that we were able to access on Zeah has a minimum combat level of 75. So if we go and take a peek at our combat stats here and just see that we've got, oh, yep, got a ways to go. All right, so honestly, it's not the worst thing in the world for me to have to get a bunch of levels before I even start Slayer, because I don't know exactly what monsters this Slayer Master will assign us, but I do know that most of them are going to be found probably within the Catacombs of Kourend, which are medium to high level monsters. I mean, there's all the metal dragons in there, there's fire giants, greater demons, lesser demons, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to need levels to be able to kill them anyway. I just did not anticipate needing 75 to be able to even start training Slayer officially. Oh, heck yeah. First Genie random on the account. I think this is the first Magic Lamp random event as well. Oh, wait, I can't train construction yet? Oh, it's because I don't have a house. I think you have to have a house before you can do it. I got to figure out where to buy that. Well, I guess since we can't do that, I should probably just do Slayer anyway to get started on that grind, because this is going to take a while. It's only 10 XP, but I mean, got to start somewhere, I guess. Oh, look, we got a clue nest that we probably can't do. Yep, never doing that. And we are 1 level away from finishing our fire making goal, finally. This grind has been driving me insane, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've ever just sat here and done a fire making grind. It's been a long time, at least, if I have. Yo, what is our luck with these randoms? Another magic lamp. Yes. That there is 10 more XP going straight to Slayer, baby. And I think with that, I think we only need 6 more lamps until we get a level, maybe? Oh, nope, 7. 7 lamps. We'll be level 2 in no time. Oh, I just went right past it, but yep, there's 50, baby. Okay, well, that's 1 goal checked off the list. We can now access Wintertodt. The only problem with Wintertodt is that you actually need warm clothing. So the only item of warm clothing that I know of that I can get at this time is a Staff of Fire. So I guess we're just going to have to go raise some funds and get a Staff of Fire from the magic shop here, wherever that is. I know there's one around somewhere. I'll have to find it, but I think it's by the library, perhaps. Yeah, there's a magic shop. Yeah, staff shop right there. That's what we want. That won't be ideal though, because I think you're supposed to have like 3 or 4 pieces of warm clothing to completely minimize the damage, but we should be fine until we get some pieces from Wintertodt. I had intended on using earmuffs and a bug lantern as 2 more pieces, but you need Slayer levels for both of those items, unfortunately. So we can't use those, and we're just gonna have to rely on Staff of Fire to carry us until we actually get some item drops from killing Wintertodt. So I guess we'll get to grinding for gold. We're probably gonna go for thieving to get that, because like I said, I still want to get 50 thieving as kind of a side goal. So this is probably just a good time to do it. All right, this should get me enough gold when I sell these to the shop that we should be able to go buy a Staff of Fire from the staff shop. Let's hope we get at least 150 here. I think we should. Boom. All right. Let's make our way up to the staff shop. It's really a shame that this continent is kind of dead content, because it's honestly like one of the more beautiful regions of the game. There's so much going on as far as like aesthetics and stuff, but there's just nothing like to do really. It's just strange, you know? Staff of Fire acquired. So now we have to run all the way up to the north end here into the snowy region where we can go face Wintertodt and probably camp there for a while, because I need the money and the supplies that thing will give me. And we are going to we're going to keep the chat box off while we record in this world, because it gets a little weird sometimes on the official World 307. If you know, you know. So Wintertodt is a group activity. I guess it's technically considered a boss, but it's more of a mini game where the objective is to chop logs from the roots on the walls and burn them in the braziers. As a group burns more logs, the boss takes more damage. While you're standing in the arena, chopping trees and burning logs, your warmth meter, which is essentially your HP for the fight, is constantly taking hits. And if it goes to 0, you're dead. You get 1 shot, which is not ideal for us, considering if we die on this account, we wake up in Lumbridge. Each piece of warm clothing you wear reduces the chance of taking damage, which is why it's extremely important for us to get some from these early kills. You can recharge your warmth meter by either eating food or by using the rejuvenation potions that you can make inside the arena. These potions are usually people's preferred method, since you get 4 doses per potion you make, which means it only takes up 1 inventory space for 4 pieces of food. Once the boss is dead, as long as you've contributed at least 500 points worth of activity, you'll get a reward at the end. Each log you burn is worth 10 points, and if you fletch the logs into kindling, you get some fletching XP and 25 points per log. The other great thing about this minigame for Ironman and early accounts in general is that occasionally the braziers will break, and when they break, you have the opportunity to repair them, which gives you construction XP equal to 4 times your level. Unfortunately, since I don't have access to the construction skill yet, since I don't have a house, I'm missing out on that XP for the moment, but I do end up sorting that out pretty soon. Okay, we need coins and we need warm clothing items. Let's get lucky. Nope. All right, well, like I said, you get stuff based on your levels. You get fish, gems, logs, herbs, and seeds, in addition to money and the uniques for this, which are like warm clothing and the pet. And you can actually get a dragon axe from here, but it's like 1 in 10,000, so probably not happening. But yeah, so I mean, some of these materials will be better than others. I'm probably not going to keep 9 raw anchovies, but 4 emeralds, I will be keeping that. That's not bad. Let's do a few runs of this and we'll get some cash and then we'll get construction going. Holy shit. Oh my god, drink potion. Oh my god. Oh my god, I was on 1%. That would have been, oh. So after that 1% HP scare, I think I'm AFKing just a little too hard at Wintertodt. So we're going to take a quick break from that and go buy a house. So I can start training construction while I'm at Wintertodt, since I'm going to be there for the foreseeable future anyway. That construction XP at Wintertodt is going to be a pretty big deal for me, because while it's not great XP by any means, You only get 4 times your construction level in XP. It's going to be my only way of training construction for the foreseeable future, because in order for you to train construction, you have to be able to get into your house. And the only way you can get to a house is by using one of these purple portals that we've seen a couple times in this area, or by using the level 40 teleport to house spell in the magic book. The issue with both of those isn't necessarily getting to the house, it's once you leave. So once you leave your house portal, it dumps you in whatever town your house is located in. And in the case of the starter home, that's Remington, which obviously would not be allowed on this account. The only way we're going to get XP in construction is either by using magic lamps or at Wintertodt. And I obviously don't want to use magic lamps on construction if I can get XP elsewhere, since I can't get Slayer XP anywhere else and I need level 48 Slayer. All right, real estate agent. Can I buy a house, please? 1,000 coins. Starter house? Yes, please. Sounds great. I think I could try to relocate, but I don't think I'm going to be able to, because I think you need a certain level for it, maybe. Yeah, because I have the cash. I just think I'd need a level. Yeah, it's level 25 construction. Okay, so we're going to need to stick around Wintertodt until we hit at least level 25 construction. That's gonna take a bit. At least the activity itself isn't that bad, though.